All right, so your question was you were encountering some challenges changing some of the elements on WordPress. And as I mentioned, these are elements that are not made available for easy edit or modification on the theme. Now, some themes will give you the ability to easily edit every aspect of it, and there are different types of themes that allow you to do different types of things. And also with WordPress, you have plugins like web page builders that actually allow you to build a web page from scratch using very simple, easy to learn uh, plugin elements. And perhaps we will go over that at a later point. However, you are always able to change any element on a WordPress theme and make the site look as you want it. If the ability is not present on a WordPress options page, then this is where you have to actually go into the code itself to make those changes. And this is where really your knowledge in website development and just coding with the language begins, and you start using it. This is something that will take years to grow and become familiar with. Now, for instance, you wanted to change the homepage text here or the color of it, but there wasn't any options to do that. Usually, if there was an option, we would go to Customize, and that option would be here. For instance, the way that we have this edit button here, it would allow us to change it or to change what we have and on the page itself, but there's none here. So we want to change the color. So how do we do that? Let's see if there are options. Let's look at homepage settings. Theme options. Usually sometimes the theme option will have the options as well. So let's look to see what's here. So looking through the theme options here, this is where we'll change the picture, although I don't see changing the color. So, okay. Nope, not here. Contact info. Okay, so then we'll have to look into the code itself. And so let me restart this here. We're using Chrome, the Chrome browser, and we're just going to right click on the element and click, actually, let me open the page itself so that we're not in the back end. So I'm just going to highlight this, delete it. Did not need that. So I'm going to go back to the front end of the website by opening a new tab. And then for the element that I want to change, I'm just going to right click on that element and I'll click inspect to see the code responsible for it. So this is HTML. This is a bit of what you were becoming familiar with in Code Academy and learning what these entail and what they do. These provide structure. And here we have the CSS. So we can see here that this element it's an H2 tag. And so actually when we change something here, it reflects on the front page. However, this is just for you to see where things are and the elements responsible for it. So it doesn't actually change your website. It's just kind of when you look under the hood of your car, you see how the engines work. And that's what the inspect element allows us to do. So Let me put this back. Okay, so I'm just going to put back the home page. Now, changing the color, when we click on the element, we have the HTML structure here, and then we also have the CSS element here. So it's white right now, and that's what we see here. So you see color, white. So if we click on the color within the inspect dashboard, we can change it to whatever we please. You see, as we move the cursor around between the color gradients, it changes the color.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, how do you change this actually on your website? I don't think this is something that you'll immediately be doing right now, but it's something that you can start to learn and dig into. There are a lot of, you'll find support and you'll find a lot of references on the internet regarding this theme. So that would be your first place. But now that you know about the inspect tool, how are you going to go about it? Well, using the inspect tool, we know where the home page is. That's the H2 element here. We know the color. And so what we're looking for now is this. We have to go into our CSS page, our CSS file on our WordPress. So we have to go into deep into the code itself. And we'll locate this CSS tag, and then we'll change the color. Now, certain things help us to understand where files in WordPress are. Using the inspect tool, we have the H2 homepage. So we know it's an H2 tag, and this is the element that's responsible for the H2 tag. So for instance, you can just use the inspect tool to really just play around and see how things look, and also even see how it functions. So for instance, if I uncheck the color, it becomes black. If I uncheck various aspects, it starts to change the look, because these, when I uncheck it, they're no longer active. So you can use these just to see how things look and locate files and elements. And you can also change the figures as well. So we can put left here, and then it changes to left.
Mm-hmm.
But what we're going to do quickly, and like I said, at this point, it's just it'd be ideal to just work within the constraints of the theme, or I mean, because like I said, this is really your playground at this point, so you can start to dig deep into the code. So I'm just going to show you some files in the code that you can use to make changes to the elements that you want to make changes to. As you understand more CSS structure and HTML structure, you'll be able to write your own parts, your own components that you plug into WordPress. But let's work on this one right now. So I'm going to minimize your window. Where's the, okay, there it is. So I'm going to minimize your window, and what we're going to do is locate this element in the WordPress files. So at this point, we want to go into the WordPress folder. Now, where was that again? Oh, there it is. It was right here. Okay, so nope, I want to make it just a small window. There it is. Okay, so it was right here, and we now have to find the WordPress files. And there it is. So the CSS that's responsible for WordPress, it's in the WP content, themes, and then whatever the name of this theme is. So
Business Lander.
Okay, Business Lander. And so the CSS is going to be in either the style.css, which most pages, most WordPress pages, themes will have that, or it could be elsewhere, but also within that folder, within the themes folder. Now, we're looking for the CSS file. So that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for a PHP or HTML files. No, we're looking for the CSS file. So we don't see a CSS. So this theme is coded differently here. Well, there's two CSS files. Okay, so there it is, the style CSS. Let me see if I can make this wider here. Okay, so the style.css, that's the cascading style sheet. Usually most of our edits, most of our styling edits will be in the style.css. However, in some other themes, they might move it into a folder, but I think this one is in here. So we're going to open this and make a modification to it. You may not have the application to open this, but we'll see.
Okay.
So let's see if we can edit. Okay. I'm going to give you a recommendation to download a editor that will make this easy. Oh, what just happened? Yeah, but what happened?
I'm not sure.
Oh, well, at any rate, I'm going to give you an a recommendation to download an editor so you can easily make changes to code. Myself, I use Sublime, and I'll send you a link to that so you can get that as well and start. And it just makes it easier to locate where code is and edit those codes, because I think your text edit file doesn't have that feature. Now, the windows just disappeared, so we have to try to bring that back up again.
Sometimes if you swipe like to the right, it comes. Let me try. And there it is.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that works. Something with the touchpad, I guess.
That's something we have to learn, you know.
Yeah.
Research it on Google, how that happens. Okay, so now we're looking for this code.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking for, let me get out of here. We're looking for this element. So dot contact underscore underscore left dot h2. So I'm just going to copy it. And search for it here. No. Okay, so can you bring up the find screen? I think it's Windows F. No, it's not working. Yeah, so I just need to find something in the style notepad right here in this page.
Control F, right?
Yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay, so find. Okay, so haven't found it. You'll see that everything that we have here in the CSS is here. So the inspect tool has helped us to locate the element that we are looking for. And so we're now actually interacting with the code. It's like, you know, if you wanted to change your eye color, you can get contact lenses, right? Which is just something that you put on your eyes. But if you really wanted to change your eye color, you can go into your DNA, into your code, and change your eye color from your DNA. That's a more, that's, you know, a deeper change. And so that's what we're doing here. We're going into the DNA of WordPress to change the styling. So let's go to the color. I'm having a hard time scrolling down. So I'll just do this. And there it is. This is the color right here, FFF. And when you were going over Code Academy with CSS and HTML, you probably came across hex codes. Hex codes are the numbers that are responsible for the various colors. That's what you see here. So for instance, we have C07777, which brings up this color. Now, FFF, F 6 times. So if you type in F 6 times within the color hex code diagram, that brings up white. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that is white. You can also shorten it by just doing it FFF 3 times. But here's where we change the code. So what color did you want to make it?
Just black.
Okay, so black is 000 actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we'll do is we'll actually put the code here, and then we'll save this file. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've changed the color from white to black. Now we have to save this file, kind of like saving the changes we've made. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, saved. So now when we go into the site, we're going to refresh the page and remove this element. And instead of white, it should be black, actually. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Sometimes we find the wrong element, but actually that should be it. There might be an issue here that we just have to try to locate.
Maybe there's an overriding element.
No, it could be. But no, I don't think so. I don't think you've done that yet. It could be a cache issue. Let me try. Do you have Internet Explorer?
Oh, I'm not sure, actually.
I think you will because it's Windows.
It's probably default, yeah.
Yeah. Let me check something here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. So the reason why it's not reflecting on Google Chrome is because websites have cache. So also this is another way that websites work. So there's 2 parts to a website. One is the browser that you are using as a visitor, and then the other is the website that's being presented to you by the server. So when we visit a website, the browser does a couple of things to make our browsing experience better and faster. One is that it saves the CSS. So it saves a lot of the styling that is part of the website, so that when we visit the website again, it can quickly load the website for us instead of it taking a long time. These are things that help to make the surfing experience fast because it just loads the style very quickly, and it's almost instantaneous. So Chrome has done that. That's why when we changed the look, the color of the homepage, it still remained white, but it should be black right now. So usually from time to time, what we have to do is clear out the cache of the browser in order to see the change. Now, Microsoft Internet Explorer did not have a copy of our website before because we did not use it to visit the website. And so when we went to the website, it got the most recent version, the most recent copy of the website, and which is the version that has the change reflected. So that's the black text. So to refresh your cache on a browser, it's different for each browser. It's different for, one sec. It's different for Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, but it's generally, you can easily find it by with going for Chrome. You come here, you go to settings, and you can type in cache, I think. Okay, there it is. So clear browsing data. Now we don't want to clear everything. We just want to clear the cache. So we will uncheck these and just clear the cached image and files. Okay, so with that being cleared, let me just make sure again. Oh, there's some more. Do that again. Okay, so I mean, you only really need to do it once. I just do it a couple of times because I like to. So let's refresh. Okay, now there it is. So now your browser gets the most recent version of the website, which reflects the changes that we made to the style by changing it to black as opposed to white. Okay. So in this instance, this is kind of like you were working on the first layer of engaging with WordPress, which is using the menu options within the theme to make changes and using the customize. This is going into the second level, and this is where, as you can see, there's a lot of code. There's a lot of things that you can change. You can, it's basically changing the DNA of a website as opposed to putting on clothes or putting on some outfits to wear. So this is another aspect of WordPress that you'll probably be engaging with more and more as you work on websites. And when you start to go into the code, into the DNA of the code, as you become better and better, you'll be able to work on any platform. So really not just WordPress, you'll be able to work on, building websites from scratch using just code, working on other platforms like Joomla or Drupal. And but all of that, everything is just familiarity. Everything is about language. The more time you spend with it, the better you'll understand the language of the place or of the particular platform. So that's that there. You had some other edits that you wanted to discuss in the video?
Yeah, just a quick question. So this was an issue due to the limitation of the theme, right?
Correct.
Is there any ways or any way to know, let's say, how much freedom you can get from a theme before actually using it?
A very good question. Now, on the free themes, usually, no. You have to, well, okay, so yes, on the free themes, because every theme is built by a developer, okay? It's built by someone like you or me. And so when we build a theme, we're usually going to have some information about it, about what it does, about the flexibility and options that we built into it. And so, for instance, for a theme like this one here that you have, if you want to find out what it is or what the options are, you can just search for it on Google, and you'll find some reference that discusses all the options. And then you can decide if you want to play with it or not. Now, if you go into a marketplace like ThemeForest, There is where you actually buy themes. You can, here you'll get themes with a lot of flexibility, a lot of options, a lot of things to engage with. So like for instance, whereby the theme that you're using right now is a free theme. So it does, you know, it's a good theme, but you still need to perhaps go into the code to make any major changes or to change the look and so forth. When you buy a theme, usually because it's a premium theme, it gives you a lot more options, and they explain exactly what the options are. And so you can make a decision right then and there. For instance, one of the most popular themes in the world is the Avada theme. So the Avada theme is very, very comprehensive. I mean, you can build any kind of website with it. In fact, it also comes with its own page builder. A page builder is like something that makes it even easier, very easy to build various parts of a website and change every aspect of the website, all from the front end even. So all from the back end or from the front end. But Avada is a very good theme. So let's look at the theme here, and just to see its
And
features.
if you purchase it, is it one-time use only, or could you use it several times for different websites?
Yeah, you could use it many times for different websites. And so
Okay.
the Avada theme can be used for many different websites. It's been sold over 500,000 times just because of what you're able to do. So for instance, let's get out of here so we can have more space. Okay. It's great for beginners and professionals, but let's go into some of the aspects that make it a good WordPress theme. So this is a page builder, and that's what it's showing you right now. This is a page builder, and it's basically showing you a video of how the page builder works. So you open a web page, and you can do everything here. So you can, using the menus here, adjust the various aspects of your content, add content, and just design things however you want. This is a picture, this is content, this is a button, this is a header. So it's just showing you all that. It comes with a footer builder, all built in. And this is how a lot of people build a website. It just gives you everything that you need to put together a website, and a very professional one. Now, it comes with the Avada theme builder. So this is the theme builder here. This is far more options and flexibility to modify and change the various look, color, aspect of your theme. And with this, you can really build anything and everything. And they've already provided some samples of some websites that many other people have built on Avada. Let's go look at it here. Anyways, it's just a bunch of options. These are some pre-built websites with Avada. So if we click into any one of these, you'll see how they look totally different. Now, one thing that makes a website is usually the presentation, just the way that it looks. So pictures are an important thing. So where do you find pictures, online? But, imagery also helps in how things look. So for instance, this website that we're looking at here, it was built on the theme that we're just looking at, Avada. these elements are available to you. These are, it's called a revolution slider, which is part of the theme as well. So you can see just how dynamic your site can be, the flexibility and so forth. This is another theme. I mean, actually another look. It's actually the same theme, but just another look, another design with the same theme. You can do so much, and it gives you the options to do that. Now, this comes with the fact that it's a premium theme. So it gives you a lot of options. And yes, your question was quite a good one, in that, yes, you can use this for multiple websites. And what most people do, especially with this theme, is that they buy it and then just use it for multiple websites and build in multiple websites. But so what you're doing right now with the theme, with the theme that you're using, I think it's good because it's a basic one. It's good to kind of play around with that, get into the code, and just kind of engage it. And then later on, you can go ahead and buy, if you actually want to build your own website with a different theme. You can buy something like Avada and then just use it on your website. But I think kind of because if we started on this, it would make it too easy. But the fact that right now we've gone into the code to make a change, and we've gone into the limitations of some WordPress websites, I think that's a good information, good knowledge to have. And like, for instance, with the Avada theme, you would probably never need to go into the code because they make it all available to you easily without going into the code. But I think sometimes going into the code is a good thing as far as knowledge is concerned.
And are these themes ever updated?
Yeah, they're always updated. So this one came out like in 2013, but it's like updated every 2 months. So they add the new technology. So let's go back to it here. Yeah, so everything that you get from this WordPress, this theme for us, it's by authors like you and me. And there's an incentive for them to update it because people keep buying it, So for instance, this one was just updated on March 19th, see?
No.
Here, and it came out in 2012.
Okay.
So they update it constantly. But I think still it's a good thing to play with the free one, kind of get in there, kind of get into the code and just, engage with it. And then, whenever you're ready for it or what you want to, you can move on to a theme like this and build whatever you want. Or you can just do it whenever you want. I mean, you can buy it right now, but
no, I'll take it slow.
But yeah, as you can see, this theme here, it tells you everything that is capable of. You can go into the demo and it'll show you what it's capable of. So it gives you an idea of everything you can do. And the one that you're working on right now, the theme that you're working on right now, does the same thing too. So if you find the web page via a reference on Google, you'll see what it does, although it is limited, but you'll see what options are available to you. But generally, a theme that you pay for from ThemeForest, because it's a paid theme, is going to have more options as far as being able to modify it easily. And this is the key word here, easily. It will make it easy to modify as opposed to what you have with the free theme, whereby you may have to go into the code to design and edit and modify certain aspects or elements of the theme. Good?
Yeah, clear.
All right. So did you have another question?
Yeah, but back to the theme. So so everything with the themes is clear now.
Okay.
Back to the post, to the website. Okay, so if you scroll down to the services, yeah, you can see the 3 services, and then under their summary, kind of, the first 2 say blog entry 1, blog entry 2, blog entry 3, while the CSS blogs just says welcome to CSS, to all CSS blogs. I think I know why it happens, but I couldn't change it. So if you go, for example, for the first one, WordPress blogs, I tried a bit of to set up differently. So in this one, I used hyperlinks instead of the official, let's say, blog way to represent them that is done in the CSS blogs. So I tried to separate the welcome to all WordPress blogs to the blog entries so that they wouldn't appear in the summary at the beginning, but I couldn't find a way. I tried page breaks, but then the structure of this page went wrong and everything. So I didn't find a solution to it.
So you want to remove this?
No, I want to make it so that at the home page, you cannot read blog entry 1, blog entry 2, and blog entry 3. So it only says welcome to all WordPress blogs.
Ah, okay. Now, let's see if we can, let's go into the edit page and see what we can do here. And let's look at the options. And let's look at, let's get the options. Okay. In some themes, you'll have the option to limit the amount of content that's shown, because what you're using right now for the homepage to show the WordPress blog page is, I believe it's a page widget, but this theme might not have it. So let's just look here. Because what's happening with the front page is that when you select the WordPress blog page to show on that first column, it's basically showing everything. So it shows all the contents that make up the website. It shows all the content that makes up that particular page, including the title and the content that you have here. So I don't know if you can easily change it without going into the code. Although I gather that you want to, so you have 3 different categories of blogs, and one is the CSS, one is the WordPress blog, and one is the HTML, right?
Correct.
Okay. So when someone clicks on the WordPress blog, it will go to just the blogs categorized as WordPress. And then if they click on CSS, it will go to just the blogs categorized as CSS, right?
Correct.
Okay. So there's another way that we can start to categorize this, or to structure that menu, or to structure your goal. And that way is to, instead of linking these 2 pages, link them to the categories of blogs. So let's review what that is. Because right now, these are going to their individual pages, which is not, it's good. It's not bad at all. But I think it will be more efficient for you, and just for the structure of the website, if we link it straight to the categories of of the blog. And what I mean by that is, if we go back into the back end here, when we start writing our blogs, let's go into the posts right now, we can categorize it accordingly. So we can categorize WordPress blogs, CSS blogs, HTML blogs, which you've done. You can also add tags as well. So all the WordPress blogs, if you look on the bottom here, so keep your eyes right here. When I hover over WordPress blogs, you see we have category _name equals WordPress.
Yeah.
So these are all the blogs that are WordPress. So what we want to do is just, instead of using pages, we just want to copy this link, copy link address, and use that for how we structure those pages we have on the front page.
Okay.
Business lander, let's see, let's go to header, no, not header, but customize. Where are these?
I think they're in theme options.
Theme options.
And homepage.
Homepage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they needed a page, so that's why I did a page, but I understand what you said and it makes more sense actually.
Let's see if we can do something though.
Okay.
Okay. These are menus that you've created. So let's go and see if it will accept menus. So if that's the case, we might be able to do the thing that we want. So let's go into menus. And then once we're at menus, okay, this might be possible. So what we'll do, we will create a new menu. Custom link, and we'll paste the category blog that's WordPress here. So we'll have that here. And then we'll name this WordPress category. Blogs. Okay, so then we'll add that to the menu. Now, this menu is just a link to all the blog posts categorized as WordPress.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll save the menu. And then we'll go back to the page that we were on and see if we can just use that instead. So we'll go to customize. We'll go to theme options. We'll go to home page. And then service page 1. Let's see if it shows. Okay, so it has to be a page. Let's see. Okay, so that did not work. Okay, so maybe then the other option is to look at what plugins can do for us. Just go to plugins here. Add new. So here I'm looking for a way to display posts on a page. So post display. I'm looking for a plugin that will give me that feature. And sometimes finding a plugin is also about how you find it, like the name that you type to find it. So we'll be looking here to find something. Display post type, post grid. Post display and page. And also, this is a good place when you're searching for plugins. You can also search on Google and find a reference that talks about a good plugin. A good plugin, yeah.
Okay.
This is a very powerful plugin. It's one of the most popular plugins in the WordPress space. It has over 4 million active installations. But I talked about a page builder before. This is a very popular page builder. It's similar to what you get in Avada theme, but it's free. It allows you to build really any type of website on your theme. So once you install it, it allows you to basically add anything and change anything on your site. If we install this on your theme right now, we would be able to do what we are wanting to do easily. But this will take over your whole site. It will make it a lot easier to manage. But it's a page builder. So that's just one option. You can play with this later. But I'm really just right at this point looking for one specific plugin that does one specific thing. And so I just have to try to find it. Post display, page post display. Because people like you and me name this when we build it, sometimes it takes a while to find the name or to find just exactly what we are looking for. So page post display. We might take this for a test drive and see if this works. Display page and post. Okay, so this one keeps coming up. It can certainly do it, but no, don't want to do that now. We can click on more details to see what options are available to us. Okay, so let's give this a go. It might work. So this is content views. So it allows us to display grids of our post. So let's see if it will do what we want it to do. It seems like it will, but let's give it a go here. We'll install it, and then we'll activate it. Okay, so it's activated. So let's see what new powers it gives us. So it's like a new superpower. Yeah. Now we can fly, we can swim, we can do something. Let's see what it does. So let's go back into the page. We'll go to the WordPress blogs. And then let's look for the plugin we just downloaded. But firstly, let's find out exactly where that plugin is. Okay, so all views, settings. Okay, so this one uses shortcodes. Shortcodes are another element of WordPress that allows you to display the elements of a plugin on a page or a post. You'll become more familiar with this in the future, in the near future, but it's just kind of like a way that some plugins work.
Okay. But
another idea just came to me here. So we want to display all the WordPress blogs here. So perhaps we can, instead of using a plugin, we can instead use a widget that might work. So let's try that. We'll go to widget. We'll go to categories. Okay, that might work. Okay, but we don't want to display all the categories. We want to display just a few categories. That wouldn't do it. So let's try another element. Page break, media text, embed, categories, common blocks, gallery, quote, file, paragraph. Nope. Formatting. Nope. Embeds. Not what we're looking for. Layout elements. Buttons, columns. And let's look at widgets again. Latest post, latest comments, categories. Okay, let's go search for Google. Okay. There it is. That's a good one. Category post widget. That'll be good. So let's go find that one. So there's many ways to solve a problem on WordPress. So for instance, with the issue that you were having, we could have gone straight into the code, the DNA, and began to code something. We could use a plugin, or another option, if the theme has the option, we could just use the theme options. But what we're choosing to do here is to use a plugin. Plugin usually is the easiest and most efficient way to do things if there isn't an option within the menu, within the theme itself. But because there's so many plugins, you have to actually find the one that you're looking for, and Google helps, or searching for it helps. So we'll copy. No, that's not what I want. I just want to copy. Open a new tab, go back to the plugins page. And then we can delete this one because I don't like it. to add new. We'll search for category post widget. There it is. Perfect. So it adds a widget that shows the most recent post from a single category. There's also others here as well, a bunch. But we'll do this because it's the most recently updated. So we'll install it. And then we'll use that to structure our page. All right, and then we will activate it. All right, so let's go ahead and refresh this page and see if we have some new powers. All right. Let's see what is available to us now. Layout elements, widgets, category, latest post. You know what? We actually didn't have to use a plugin, surprisingly.
Okay.
Because I thought we had to use a plugin, but I realized that I overlooked, there's already a plugin that we have in here. And that plugin is just a recent post plugin. So that's what I used. So I went to widgets and I did the latest posts. And so with the latest post, I can select just the category I want to show on that page. So that actually works as opposed to, and the plugin I had downloaded, this is what I wanted it to do, but we can already do it. So we can do away with the plugin. Sorry for all the confusion, but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
But so this will now show all the recent plugin, all the recent posts about WordPress on your WordPress page. So let's save that and we'll view the page. And so these are all your WordPress blog entries. It doesn't show all the excerpt. So this is your most recent one. So visitors will actually have to click through to go to the full blog post, as you see here.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
But so your WordPress blog page will show all your WordPress posts. But let me go ahead and delete this one because we actually don't need it. And then we will do it again for your two other pages, or actually just for I'll do it for your one page so that you see again what I did.
Yeah.
And then you can do it for your last one. But this is also another way to build your page. So what we did here was so we've done your WordPress blog. So your WordPress blog, when someone clicks here, it will display all the posts about your WordPress journey. Your HTML, let's go into that page. I think we can now delete this. So let's do that. So we'll just leave this one here as it is. This one we can do away with. And you already have your featured image. So if you were to share this on Facebook or Twitter, this is what will show. So that's good enough. And in order to display our blogs about HTML, we're just going to add a new block. We will go into the widgets section, and then we will go to the latest posts. And then we will click here to bring up the options for our latest post block. And then we will isolate the category and changing it from all to just HTML blogs. Okay. And so this right now only shows the title, but we also wanted to show some excerpt, just a little piece of the content. So I'll just click this, and there it is. So all of our HTML blog will show here.
Yeah.
You can also change the amount of text that shows for each page, for each post. See how it adjusts.
Okay. And if you were to write an excerpt, then it would appear there instead, right?
Very good question. The excerpt is really, let me save this first. The excerpt is content from your post.
Okay.
So it does that automatically. Yeah, you mentioned you had another question about the excerpt and what that means. And I think that's in the page attributes here. So let's look at that. Okay. Or maybe not. Okay, there it is. Nope, it's not showing here. Okay. All right, that's saved. So yeah, let's go into what you were talking about. I think you're actually right. Yeah, so your excerpt will show up there.
Okay.
But let me go there quickly just to make sure. Okay, so here we'll click edit post. Okay, yeah, good question. So hopefully you've clicked on this kind of to learn about the excerpts, but the excerpts, there's two things that it does. One, it can either take over that element that we were just working on, and two, when you share your posts on social media, the excerpt is what shows as part of that post. So if you share it on Google, on Facebook, or Twitter or LinkedIn, the excerpt that you put here is what's going to show as part of that post that you shared. If you do not have anything here, the system will automatically choose content from the blog. It may choose the first line, like the first line up to a period, and put that there. But it just does it. It does it automatically, or you can manually put something here, and that will show when you share it on social media or in other places like that. Also, it's helpful for search engine optimization because you can then decide exactly what shows up on Google in the search rankings, as opposed to the system automatically selecting what it thinks it's best to show there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, go ahead.
No, that's clear.
Okay. So,
so
okay, so you've seen what we've done here with the homepage. So what you just have to do is do this one here for the CSS blogs, but we use the latest posts for each of these pages to display the most recent posts categorized. For instance, HTML blogs page will only show the HTML blog entry, and this is automatic. As you write new posts and tag it as or categorize it as HTML, it will immediately just show here.
Yeah. All right. Makes sense.
Cool. Did you have another question?
Yeah, two more. If you go to the home page or any page.
Okay.
So I would like the menu to always be visible. So when you scroll down, it disappears.
Yeah, that should be an option in the settings.
Okay.
Let's look here. So luckily there's a button here, so we can click it. Yeah, it should be a setting in the menu, but it's not on this theme. So it's just the limitation of this theme. The only other way to do this is to actually go into the code and try to code a feature, an option to not make it go away. But that would take a while. Yeah. And I'm not privy to it at this point.
No,
so it's a limitation of this theme itself, because usually there should be a menu that says keep the menu constant or keep the menu always visible, but this one doesn't have it.
Okay. And the last question was, next to the title, there's a small blank space where the address should go. I wanted to get rid of it.
This one?
But yeah. I'm guessing it's once again back to the actual codes.
Well, let's look and see if we can change it. So I think that might be a widget area, or maybe homepage settings. Or okay. So yeah, so this is a theme, very limited. So we'll go into the code to change this. So I guess if you want to remove this, let's go into the front page here. So if you want to remove this, we'll have to inspect it, locate it. Okay. Okay, so there it is. It's this thing here.
Yep.
So you'll be going into the CSS.site address to remove it. And really, I guess, removing this from the CSS, there's two ways to go about it. Let me refresh the page here. So you can either remove it from the CSS by voiding out this element here And so that'll be extra credit. Go online and search out how to void out CSS.
Okay.
How to void this out so that this goes away. So you can do it that way, or you can go into the header.php file, which is another file, and void this out.
Okay.
So, but I'll bring up something on CSS here. And the goal isn't to delete it, it's just to void it out. So let's search something on Google. Okay. So as you can see, as I was typing, it shows me comment out HTML, comment out CSS. This is HTML. This is an HTML tag. This is CSS.
Yep.
So you can either do both. And the question is really where to find the HTML tag. And I think this is in the header PHP file. And I'm assuming because of the header address. Yep. But it may be better to just go through the CSS, but let's look at that here. So we want to comment out CSS. So if we want to comment out CSS, this is what we use. So this means that everything between these two asterisks will be voided.
All right.
So what you'll do, you'll go into the CSS file, you'll find and locate that CSS tag, which is the site address, and then you will place this, you will place that at the beginning here.
Yeah.
And then you will place this at the end here. And what that will do is that will just void out all of this, and then this will go away. And as you were probably seeing from the Code Academy, everything in HTML has an opening tag and a closing tag. So this is the opening tag for voiding out CSS, and this is the closing tags. So this just tells the browser, the interpreter, that everything past this asterisk should be voided out, and this tells it to stop. So then, because if you just put this and not this, it will void out everything after this. So everything will be voided out. But if you, it's like there's a place to start and there's a place to stop, you know? And so that's what this does. It just kind of voids out anything between here and in CSS. For HTML,
yep.
So there's a different tag. It's this one here.
Yeah.
HTML. And then this is the closing tag. And this is the one for HTML.
Yeah, okay. Okay, makes sense.
Cool. So, all good?
All good.